So, are you or are you not community pilled as frick? There are no maybes. It's yes or no. Are you community pilled? Yes or no? This this doesn't even connect to my Mac. You guys are just gonna have to deal with the bad sound quality, really. Well, what is community and why do you need it? And why are we in our current neoliberal capitalistic society? Especially America. I don't know if you're watching from America or not, but especially America. Why are we in a decline of it? That is something that I made a presentation about in my 2022 government summer class that I was taking to try and graduate early so I can get on with the grind set and start making money early. Let's look at the PowerPoint I made. But before that, I want to thank you for watching. I don't know who this is going to reach. After this, I'm going to make sure that this is a faceless channel for obvious reasons. I just haven't gotten the equipment that I need to start making this a faceless channel. And I really want to get this out there and see who hears this. If you're watching this, just know that you are directly sent by the YouTube godly algorithm to see me, and you and I were meant to meet this moment. Now back to communist theory. Communitarianism. Communitarianist. Silly me. Originally, 16-year-old me was only going to present this beauty to like 12 beautiful people, and you are now lucky enough to get to hear it too. Lack of community in modern society. Warning, trying to pour my soul into this presentation. Warning too, though the issues here are interconnected, not every issue is necessary to a presentation. It's just to get us thinking. I mean, yeah, you can take every knowledge personally or you can forget about it. So we've got our society in general, established social order, in pure anarchy or lack of order. With established social order, in utopia where everything works out, you've got a supportive network of friends, supportive network of family. You value yourself. You've got institutions that help instill a sense of security. You've got order, and you care about the world. In a world where all of that is gone, all that you're left with is chaos, crime, misery, hopelessness, loneliness. Where do you think that our modern society is falling into today? Do you care about your friends and family? Do they care about you? Or are you more of a hopeless loner with nobody to call your own? Anyway, I feel like we are moving from this point to this point. And why is that? What are the systems that are making us so hopeless and less human and stable? You already know what they are, but let's talk about them, because that's what this video is for. So in school, I don't know if you are a graduate like me, or if you are still in high school, or if you are still in college, or if you are in middle school. Who knows? But we've got school, right? If you are in America, you probably know that our American school system was ripped off another school system. It was ripped off the whole thing that happened when Poland was invaded, and they were trying to turn the Polish people into, who was it? Prussia. Prussia invaded Poland, and Prussia was trying to turn everybody into Prussians. And obviously, people don't like getting colonized. I myself, as a Puerto Rican that now has American citizenship, because America tried to shut up Puerto Rico by giving them citizenship so they wouldn't revolt. I know my people didn't like getting colonized. I know the Polish probably didn't like getting colonized. So Prussia was at a very big power struggle where they were like, okay, how are we gonna make this place ours if these people are so rebellious? They took kids away from their parents for a third, fourth of the day to condition them to be just like Prussians and not connect with their roots. That's what the American school system does now. Takes you away from the family. Your family has to thrive of two incomes. I know that in other English speaking countries like Canada, they are struggling financially so much right now. So that both people in the family, if there even are both people providing in the family, have to work, and the kids are gone for a significant portion of the day, and they are so burnt out when they are done with their things that there is no time to establish anything positive. And within the institution of school itself, there are no positive relationships with teachers that are established, no real friendships, no sense of self-esteem that is built. There's no sense of security that kids have whenever they go to school. There sometimes is school spirit, especially if you're a college student, but really in K through 12, no. And there's not a lot of care. Kids are forced to be there. Teachers don't even wanna teach anymore. They kind of feel like they are being abused. There's no connection. A kid just moves on from step 1 to step 2 to step 3 based on their age, and they don't get to collect whatever they had in the past. They don't get to build off what they had. No, if they are entering a new grade and they already know what they are being taught, they just have to suck it up and just blankly consume the same content again. If they go into another grade and they have no idea what is being taught, then they're screwed. They're going to get bad grades. They're going to start having a bad self-esteem. And that's where you are left. There is no support system to bring kids out of this. Anyway, whenever you see a school that is really, really in trouble, you have a lot of fights between groups of students that don't know how to meaningfully interact with each other and have a lot of disagreements that just end up being resulted in violence. This creates disunity in the community. Maybe students have bitter feelings about the administration of the school and they vandalize property. Like, not too long ago, we had a TikTok trend a few years ago when I was in high school, where kids would vandalize their school. They would take the sinks out of place, the toilet paper, the dispensers out of place, the toilets themselves out of place. That was crazy times. And do you think if the student honored themselves and honored the school and had a relationship with the place that they spent a majority of their life in, if they would be doing all that? Nah, they wouldn't be doing that. But they feel completely disconnected. They skip because they can't bear what is being forced upon them. I don't even know what that means over here. I don't even know. Depression? Yeah, that's what we're getting to. Now, we've got the good stuff. Communitarianism. Not communist. Not the other commune. When I first made this PowerPoint, I remember 16-year-old me was looking extensively for alternatives to this word, so there wouldn't be any confusion or any incorrect associations. But this is what we've got, and this is what we're working with. Communitarianism is a theory or ideology that rejects both the market-led theories of political conservatives and the liberal concern for individual rights, advocating instead a recognition of common moral values, collective responsibility, and social importance of the family unit. A theory or system of social organization based on small self-governing communities. So, this is not about being red-pilled or blue-pilled. This is not about where you stand on that spectrum. This is about coming together as a community and focusing on the things that really matter. Yourself, your friends, your family. Working to make the world a better place. Working together to make the world better than you left. Next, we've got individualism and how it relates to communitarianism. A lot of this you will see in current society, and a lot of this is what we are ideally striving for. With individualism, there is a big emphasis on privacy, development of self-identity, free thinking. But with too much individualism, you can get isolation, you get the inability to work with others, and it's what capitalism thrives off. You know, If you are living in a society where what really matters is maximizing shareholder value, creating as much profit as possible for a corporation that does not benefit from treating humans like humans and only benefits from the products of humans, do you think that sharing, a sense of belonging, a common consensus will be important? No. In order for big companies to thrive, they need to keep you isolated. Why get into public transportation and carpool places when we would make more money if every single person had their own car that is made to put 5 passengers, but everybody drives just one car all by themselves? Inability to work with others. Why would we want organizations that are going to revolt against us? Why would we want people to share ideas with each other that are revolutionary and innovative when we already have a system set up that works for us, and they should be focusing on that exact system working for us rather than with each other? That's why these things all stem down to this. Now, don't get me wrong, America has some great things in modern societies, in Canada, Australia, Europe have some great things, such as privacy that individualism gives, developed self identity, and free thinking. Whenever everybody cares about themselves, they might do some self discovery. They might associate with things that help them create a sense of identity. But there's one thing that's wrong with this, and why these types of ideas are not working under this system. And that's that today we are over identifying with labels that consumerism gives us, specific niches that don't even sound like a real thing. If you are online on social media a lot, especially platforms like Twitter or TikTok, you'll see that there's very, very specific micro labels that people are over identifying with just so that they feel like they belong to something. And I mean, while labels are great and stuff with finding oneself, labeling yourself with very limiting possibilities really dehumanizes you. Humans are not just one thing. You are not whatever niche aspect of the internet you've dwelt yourself into. You're a person. You can have different beliefs within yourself. You can have many hobbies, many ways of looking. You don't have to fit just one mold. And whenever you are exposed to a community, you realize that there's more outside of your niche, and you realize that you have a lot of things that you share in common with others, and a lot of things that you can compromise with the rest of society. And some things are different and some things mix, but they make you unique. They make you you, and they are not being sold to you with copy and paste ideas. Anyway, we've been on this slide too long. Ugh. Whenever you see the American Constitution, it starts off with this: we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable scratch that, with with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Do you feel like we still stand for this? Do you feel like America or whatever country, and I'm sorry to all the people that are feeling isolated right now, that are not American, but after America independence in the After America made themselves independent, a lot of countries followed through, especially in South America. They followed in the same footsteps, and they built the government on the foundation that America built theirs. So, do you, in your country, feel like life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is being prioritized? Or is feeding an SE, a corporate executive officer, way more money than they will ever need, the priority? I don't know. Something for you to think about. We've got the industrial revolution and the American value of productivity. Now that's something that you've heard about before and 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 before, like a billion times. So I'm just gonna skip over it real quick. Just go through. We are living in a society that overvalues productivity, that is achieved through work and school, rather than the intrinsic value of being human. We are thriving off producing and consuming goods and services, and no, wow, that is crazy. I didn't even remember I wrote about intrinsic value, but okay. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I put a lot of thought into it. into it. Um, we've got these 6 human needs by Tony Robbins, and this is very similar to Maslow's hierarchy of needs that you might have seen around. If you've seen that little meme that has the triangle, and people just write over it and write something that they really want, need. This is very similar to that. And what it encompasses is that humans need 6 things in order to feel complete. They need certainty, which is anything that brings them stability, wherever it's stability in a home, stability in a relationship, anything that makes you feel like you are home, and that no matter if you frick up, you will be okay. That will help you be human. But also, you need risks. See, everything is about balance. You can't just have too much of one thing. You need certainty and you need uncertainty. Because if you're always sheltered and you never take risks, you are not going to feel like a very real human. Real humans need stimuli, and they need change of environments. They need to go into the unknown. They need change. There's somebody who works in child development. There is nothing more important than providing children with a constant sense of security. We give them the same routines each day so that they can predict what's coming next. We try to keep the staffing consistent so they know who will be there. We always try to respond to them on a way that makes sense, so that it doesn't feel like with every behavior that they perform, they're like rolling a dice with how they will be responded to. But at the same time, we also change routines whenever we see that the kids are being bored. We also make sure that we are pushing kids to the best of their abilities and not keeping them in stagnation, not keeping them at a place where we don't challenge them. We are also just throwing kids unexpected things and seeing how they react, and building off that so that we can help them develop as humans. Kids get bored really easily, and so do adults. We need uncertainty and we need to take risks. We've got a sense of significance. Oh my goodness. So a sense of significance tying back with certainty is something that you can achieve through work, through your relationships, through your hobbies. Oh no, you're not ready for that. Oh no, oh no. Oh, it doesn't let me go back. Well, whatever, this video is getting long anyway. What all that goes to say is that we are more than just what we make. We are just way, way, way more than what we buy. We are way more than what we help others buy. We are more than what we create. We are not machines, and we have needs through that are as basic as food and water, needs that are on the top of that hierarchy, such as belonging and community. Uh, this is the guy who made the whole thing that I just showed you with the needs, in case you needed to know that he's a real person. Man, this is the high school that I went to. Because this was a high school project. don't worry about that, guys. Don't worry about that. I made this video specifically for you. Remember, you were given to me by God. Here's some headlines talking about how high school students are extremely depressed. Wow, who would have thought? This is a summary of how alienation feels when a person withdraws or becomes isolated from their environment or other people. People who show symptoms of alienation will often reject loved ones or society. Does that sound like avoidant attachment to you? They may also show feelings of distance and estrangement, including from their own emotions. Alienation is a complex yet common condition. It's both sociological and psychological and can affect your health and aggravate existing medical conditions. Treatment involves diagnosing the cause of alienation and following through with treatment. This is something that everybody has experienced. And whenever you experience this consistently with no way out, no support system such as family and friends, nothing that makes you feel like you belong, no community service that you do that makes you feel like you're contributing to a greater cause, nothing to save you, and this is just consistently what you feel, you come to a decline. Here's some symptoms. Oh shoot, oh man, so just have these affected you in the past? Maybe somewhere where we really had no option but to be isolated. Anyway. Oh shoot. I wasn't supposed to go there. Bear with me. So, we know that mental health is declining, not just with kiddos that are in school. Males' unalivement rates are rising more than they ever have before. Half of the people that I know have tried to K-word themselves. And is that because we're getting more weak? Is that because we're getting more sensitive? Or is that because there just aren't any support systems in place? Is it because we're all alone in our rooms doom scrolling and engaging in things that do not really stimulate us or push us? Is it because we are forced to work from the moment that we go into kindergarten for the rest of our lives, and retirement is being pushed back and back, and there's no time for us to really engage with the arts and engage with our community and engage with the things that fight off depression? Oh no, this is how we are gonna avoid falling into a state of hopelessness. Cats. And whenever I first made this, my teacher was like, "Oh, where did you get that from?" I don't know, I was watching Hunter x Hunter. Femboys, man. Femboys can save the world. Anyway, club engagement. Of course, this doesn't have to be just clubs. Any engagement in any interest will save you. Will save you. It doesn't matter what you do. You sign up for Pilates? Is that how you say it? Pilates class? Salsa class? Sign up for any class. Classes are cheap because nobody wants to do anything anymore, so the instructors have to make it as cheap as possible. Get out there, sign up to do something, engage to do something. Have a friend that runs a vinyl business. I go in the shop and I talk to her and I say, "Hey, how can I help you?" Because what else is there to do but to go with your friends and learn about what they do and the cool things that they do? If you don't have friends, don't worry. I didn't either until I started talking to the people at my job and getting invited places like vinyl shops and whatnot. Aesthetic appeal. Oh man, how I could make a whole 10-hour video about this. Turns out the people living in concrete jungles aren't really happy to look at concrete all day and would rather look at pretty art. if you are a fan of the Roman Empire and Roman architecture, you know exactly what I'm talking about and exactly what we need to do. Whenever we're coming up with third places where people can be people, I think it should be very important that these third places actually feel human and look nice and aren't just places that nobody wants to be at. They need to be homey, they need to be pretty, they need to get the brain's dopamine and serotonin blasting up in just visualization. Anyway, travel. Now, I'm not saying that your little broke self needs to go overseas in order to be happy. But leave your room. Go touch grass, and after you touch grass and realize that you are still that you're still not enlightened, go and touch more grass. Keep going. What you see might surprise you. Safety. Oh man. There is something that happened not too long ago that rhymes with Luigi and ends with Luigi and starts with Luigi. Whenever we get people's health being constantly as optimal as it can be, and don't just treat people's health like an interchangeable asset, whenever this is prioritized in everything that you do and not something that starts with money and ends with money, I think people are going to have a really good time. A really, really good time. So, again, you can volunteer in whatever you can volunteer for. This doesn't even have to be an organization, because you're like, oh, how do I find an organization? No, just go, I don't know, go see your cousin and ask what favors you can do for your cousin. Fundraisers, if you go to a church, I bet your church is doing fundraisers that you can be part of. That's something that I did. I hope you're enjoying how I'm highlighting this. Field trips. There's probably some people out there that will take you to do stuff. I don't know where they are. That's your job to get on Google, look up your city, and find them. Aesthetic appeal. Inspired by John Ruskin's political theory. I don't remember this guy. He was probably a transcendentalist or something like that. But planting fruit trees in the streets. Now, why would we do that whenever everybody can just go and spend massive amounts of money on food whenever food could be free? Fruit trees look pretty. Fruit trees look pretty. They look pretty. We should plant them. Hold celebrations and parades. Oh my God, how important this is. I can't wait to go to my island so that I can see what the carnivals are like. I can't wait to go to my island, Puerto Rico, so that I can see the vigilantes dancing with their awesome paper mache masks and just admire how cool they are and just love them and maybe dress up as one myself. If you don't know what gigantes are, look into them. They're silly little monsters that poke people with sticks in Puerto Rican festivals. You can be a monster that just dances around and is silly and pokes people with sticks if you really wanted to. Oh yeah, also America is the ugliest of all 50 states, according to literally everybody. Touching grass is not enough. I need my generation to rediscover its humanity or something. Earlier today, I was on Discord talking with virtual strangers online, and as they were discussing the dangers of parasocial relationships, I myself was kind of getting parasocially attached to them. And even though we discussed some ideas that are very productive, it's also nice to discuss those ideas that you think are productive with people that you love. If you don't have people that you love, go outside and find them. Go outside and find them. Because the only thing that will save us is just travel. You need to know your neighbors. What are your neighbors' names? Can you tell me what they are? No? Better strike conversation like people did in the good old days. There are no good old days. We all know that. But go and strike a conversation with your neighbors next time you see them. Try and find out something about them. I got social anxiety. Me too. I love you, and I know that it's a really bad struggle, but it's very important to push yourself out of your comfort zone. Even if it's something small. You don't have to actually go out and talk to your neighbors if you're really struggling mentally. You can, I don't know, compliment someone on the store or something. Get to know people. Get to know those around you. Because as the world progresses and that 8 billion people in this world turn into 9 billion and then 10 billion, people are going to forget how valuable it is to be human. And if you don't take the effort to get to know those around you, how are you going to expect people to try and get to know you? You need to encourage meeting up for genuine reasons and not to, oh my goodness, don't look at that word. This video, it's not like this video is getting monetized, but don't look at that word, guys. Don't look. Meet up for genuine reasons. Not everybody has to be Netflix and chilling. Sometimes you can actually talk about the film that you watched and make friends. Not everything has to get freaky. You know, friendship is a thing. You're more than just your body, fam. Go on a field trip. Plan going somewhere with your friends that none of you have gone to before. Safety. Oh man. Deconstruct the stranger danger mindset. I encourage you to talk to new people without a particular reason to. Now we do have to be careful. With this. Yeah, or little society that devalues people and doesn't treat them as humans ends up creating people that start with school and end with cheaters. There's people that are evil, okay? And we do have to be taking care of our friends and our daughters and our sons and have that sense of self-preservation when you go and do stuff. But that doesn't mean that you should not do stuff. Just because the world is a scary place doesn't mean that it has to be a scary place while you are depressed. It can be a scary place while you live out your best life while taking safety measures. Earlier, I talked that safety also means health. Safety comes in many ways. Whenever you are going into your endeavors of life, make sure that you protect yourself, because if you don't protect yourself, nobody else will, and you don't want to have to pay for an ambulance. We should have neighbors and patrols that look out for young people so we can convince parents that their kids ride out riding bikes and hang out in shops. So yeah, what happened to biking? What happened to playing outside? Whenever the whole TikTok thing being banned started, I low-key hoped that it got banned because I wanted to see people outside. I wanted to see teenagers just strolling by, just going on a stroll, tossing balls into the air, chatting, being pretentious, doing whatever it takes for teenagers to be teenagers and little kids to be little kids. And it's sad. There's no suburb anymore where kids go outside. And if you're not going outside as a youth, what's gonna make you feel like you're competent enough to go outside as a big kid, as a big kid in their 20s and 30s? Bring back seeing the sun. And this was Luz Noceda. Wait, Luz Perez. Luz Perez, wrong character. This was Luz Perez. Tell me your input in the comments. Tell me if you are seeing this. If you are from Mars, tell me what planet you would like to live in that is not Mars. If you're seeing this in 2055, tell me, how is 2055 like? I've never lived in 2055. I don't know if I'll make it to 2055. Let us know in the comments. If this video gets 1 view, and you are that 1 view, make sure you do a big comment so I can know that you are the one and that I made this entire thing just for you, my beloved. And if this video gets 100,000 views, then I am going to do a femboy cosplay. What am I talking about? Go hug your friends. Drink some water. Push yourself to the best of your abilities. You are more than just a number. You are more than a statistic. I love you. This has been Luz Perez. Peace out.